I will say for 100% certainty that we will never ever make this ever again.
Ever. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. I'm Jasmine.
I'm Chris.
And today we are trying out the viral vegan steak from Gordon Ramsay. We were intrigued and it looked really delicious. And so we got all the ingredients and today we're gonna try it out.
I went to 3 stores this morning trying to find everything to make this, and
you were gone for like 3 hours.
It was really complicated. This is the most stressed out I've ever been grocery shopping, trying to find like all this random stuff.
And I think this is one of the most expensive recipes we've ever made because
I think so.
There's so many different components. When I was looking at the blog post, I honestly thought it was a joke because I just kept scrolling. There's more ingredients. I kept scrolling. I was like, is this real? Like, is this really what it requires? So yeah, there are so many ingredients in this, and I feel like this is stereotypically what people think vegan cooking is.
Yeah, expensive and complicated. I think Gordon Ramsay might be trolling us here.
We'll see. I mean, we're gonna find out at the end if he really is, but I guess let's just dive in and see how this is.
We're gonna start out making the mashed potatoes. The first thing we're adding is our vegan butter. And we also have some oat milk here. And then we're also adding in some roasted garlic. We roasted this earlier. And we're just gonna let this simmer for about 3 to 5 minutes and let this butter melt completely. I'm gonna take our garlic butter off heat and I'm just gonna strain this. It smells good. Now we're gonna rice our potatoes into the pot. Now we're just gonna give this a nice mix through until the butter is combined with the potatoes. And then we're just gonna do a little bit of salt and pepper to taste. This smells so good. And then this is optional, but we're gonna add in some chives here as well. It's actually fresh from our garden. Mashed potatoes are done.
The next thing we're going to do is char our eggplant over an open flame on the stove. You can also do this in your oven and you can broil it. I'm actually going to be doing both at the same time because it's probably gonna take a little while and I don't wanna do one by one because if you look at the recipe, you will see we were really nervous because some things are like, cook for 1 hour, simmer for 45 minutes. And I'm just like, I don't have all day for this. So here we go. We're going to char the aubergine. I'm not sure how long this is gonna take. I don't think the recipe specifies, so we are going to find out together. Ooh, it's getting a nice good color on it. Beautiful. All right, so these are nice and charred. They are actually destroyed and my stove is covered in the juices, so that's gonna be fun to clean. So yesterday we made the mistake of over charring, basically overcooking the eggplant. It got a little soggy, a little sad. So today we're gonna have it on the heat for much less time. Basically, we're gonna try the eggplant and just make sure it doesn't get mushy. Once these are nice and charred, we're going to transfer them to a baking dish and cover that with plastic wrap and allow that to cool. So as the eggplant sits, we're going to prepare the steak rub. So to my large pan, I'm going to add some cumin seed, mustard seed, peppercorn medley, and some dill seed. And I'm going to mix this and toast it up until fragrant. Next, I'm going to remove this from heat and add it to my spice grinder. It's actually a coffee grinder, but that's what I'm gonna use because that's all I have. Fun fact, my mom got it at a garage sale for like 25 cents and it works really well. Next, we're making the charred vegetable melange demi-glace. I hope I said that correctly. I practiced that like 10 times. To a bowl, I'm tossing some mushrooms, eggplant, carrots, celery, and garlic with some oil to lightly coat it. I didn't know if I needed to cut the mushrooms, it didn't say, but I just left them whole. We're gonna scatter that onto a preheated baking sheet and I'm gonna pop that into the oven to roast for 45 to 50 minutes. Hi Bear. While those roast, we are going to add some oil to a pot. Then I'm gonna add some cut tomatoes, cut side down in the pot. And I'm going to sear these until they begin to caramelize and they begin to wilt. So this is gonna take about 5 to 7 minutes. Next, I'm adding some onions to the pot and cook this for another 10 to 20 minutes or until the onions are tender and beautifully golden brown. Then I'm gonna throw in some tomato paste and deglaze the pan with some red wine and cook until that is nearly gone. We're gonna scrape the roasted vegetables into the pot and pour in the remaining red wine along with a bay leaf, peppercorns, and some fresh rosemary. Bring this all to a boil until the red wine reduces in half, and then I'm going to stream in some stock. Then I'm going to simmer this until the veggies are really soft and the broth is flavorful. Lastly, I'm going to strain the stock, add the liquid back to the pot, and reduce it until it resembles a thick sauce. And then we're going to season it with liquid aminos, salt, and pepper to taste. All right, next up we're going to prepare our steakhouse mushrooms. First up, I'm going to heat up my pan. I'm gonna add in some olive oil along with some trumpet mushrooms cut side down and sear them until they are nice and golden. Season that with salt and then remove it from the pan. I'm going to add in some shiitakes along with some more olive oil and cook that until caramelized, slightly tender, and most of the water has evaporated. I'm adding in the remaining mushrooms that I set aside, vegan butter, shallots, garlic, and some salt and black pepper. I'm gonna cook this until the mushrooms are tender and caramelized, give that a nice sprinkle of thyme, and then deglaze the pan with some red wine. I'm gonna pour in some mushroom stock and then simmer this until it's reduced by half. And last but not least, I'm going to swirl in some more vegan butter, season that with more salt and pepper, a splash of Worcestershire, and we're gonna set that aside. Now that the eggplants are cooled, I'm going to uncover them, peel away the skin, and discard that. And then we are going to liberally season all sides of the eggplant with the steak rub and some salt. We're gonna give that a good drizzle of olive oil, pour enough wine over the eggplant to lightly cover the bottom of the baking dish. Then we're going to roast this for about 30 to 45 minutes. Pull that out of the oven, re-season it, and then roast it for another 30.
While our eggplants are roasting in the oven, we're gonna make our Basting Jus. We're gonna bring the remaining wine, some beet juice, and rosemary to a rapid boil. And then we'll simmer that over medium-high heat until the mixture reduces to about a half a cup. Next, we're gonna whisk in our bouillon and vegan butter. Once it's fully incorporated, we'll remove that from heat, and then we'll stir in our soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, and then we'll season it with some liquid aminos to taste.
Y'all, I'm tired.
This was absolutely insane.
It is 10:30 p.m. and we are still going. Well, now we're gonna play it, we're gonna eat dinner. Based on our experience with this over the past 2 days, I would give yourself a solid 6 hours to make this recipe. The recipe doesn't have any cook time or prep time on it, which is dangerous because I didn't realize how long it was gonna take. He didn't give any times for things. Like, there's no cooking times. I had a hard time.
Just roast the eggplant until it's dehydrated.
I'm gonna look at his because I need to make mine as beautiful as possible.
Sprinkle.
Baste.
Garnish.
Serve. Plate. Spoon. Okay, from what I understand,
Spoon it.
put a pile in the middle. Does it look like his? All right, ready? He puts one here. He puts one, oh, his are a little smaller. I'm just gonna rip it. Don't tell Gordon Ramsay I'm not using a knife. Ours are a little too thick. Hold on.
Oh my God.
I want it to be pretty. Oh, he doesn't even freaking,
Set.
he doesn't even say it, it just goes. Okay, now.
Gordon, you got some work to do.
You gotta, hit me up, man. We'll talk about how to write recipes out for a blog. Just kidding. Don't come after me, I'm scared of him. Just kidding. I just didn't like that there was no cook times. You cannot make this for date night. If you wanna make this for date night, you gotta plan yesterday. Put one here. You put one here. And
You're so funny.
I want it to be like his. And then you put one here. And then he took a little zhuzh. And he just went. I'm having a hard time grabbing it. I think we might have overcooked it slightly. It's a little loose. That's fucking good. Ooh, that's good. Ready? Mm-hmm. Who's that? He put salt on it. Should I do that too?
No, this thing is so damn salty.
Oh shit.
Vegan steak dinner, happily done.
I don't know about happily, man. I'm freaking hungry. Where are my microgreens on? Pour.
Sprinkle.
Baste. All right, we don't have steak knives in this house. We only have big ass knives. So we are using that. First impression, it is mushy, but it's eggplant, so. Oh, actually, this one held up a lot better. This one held up a lot better.
I think that one was just a little thicker, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's steak.
This one's better.
Oh, I was gonna say, this one's like super mush.
So it really depends on the size of the eggplant. So one of our eggplants was really thick and then the other one was much thinner. So the cooking time definitely varies. So if you make this, try your best to get eggplant with the same thickness.
That's good.
But this one definitely held its shape better as opposed to the other one that is definitely mush, but it's eggplant, so.
I will say for 100% certainty that we will never ever make this ever again.
Ever.
Mm-mm.
But I will also say this is delicious. This is the most expensive recipe
Tedious.
we have ever made I think in my entire life.
The most busisi recipe.
Busisi, wow, look at that with the Tagalog.
Trying. I like the mushrooms and the mashed potatoes more than I like the steak.
Yeah, me too. I was really afraid that the steak was gonna be super salty, but it's really not.
No, it's not.
I think it's very well seasoned, and we have a lot of the steak rub left, so we want to experiment with it.
Yeah, maybe
with
try
other
it with some
recipes.
tofu or tempeh. With the amount of red wine that was in this recipe, I'm having a glass of red wine. A nice Merlot.
The mushrooms are so good.
2020 vintage.
The mushrooms are so delicious.
I know, really, really good.
The oyster mushrooms. I like this. I mean,
I like it too.
It was an annoying recipe. I like the whole time I was like, is he trolling us? Like, is this?
I think he was. I think this is fine for like a restaurant, but to make this at home,
Hell no.
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Yeah, to the no.
it's got to be like your 100th wedding anniversary or something.
You wouldn't just make this for me just cause?
Those mashed potatoes are ridiculously good.
Ridiculously good. We ended up adding a little more butter to ours because we made them yesterday and they weren't as moist as yesterday, so we added a little butter. If you made it to the end, actually it is a little salty now that I'm digging into it. If you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this. Gordon Ramsay.
Let us know how we did.
I don't really know what to say to you, but
The flavors are there, the texture's not there.
this is just very intense. Maybe I'm not used to this type of cuisine.
If you have canker sores, don't eat this. Mine are freaking on fire right now.
Uh-oh.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that, oh, you're smiling.
Yeah.
I hope that you enjoyed this. I don't know, man. I'm gonna eat every freaking bit and piece of this.
Absolutely. I'll be up
I'm gonna
till
lick
2
the plate.
a.m.
I'm gonna lick this damn plate because we worked so hard on this.
I don't know if anyone saw the clock behind us, but
It's currently 11:30.
it's 11:30 p.m. We love you guys. We hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Comment down below. Get Gordon Ramsay to watch this. I want to know what he thinks specifically. And yeah, please
He won't.
subscribe. He won't. And if
He
he will,
won't.
he'll just tear us
He'll
to
shit
shreds.
on us, so
So-
maybe don't. Okay, love you. Bye. Good night.